Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be recapping the Jungle Cup tournament that I just completed a couple hours ago. It's very late right now, and yeah, as you know, I like to do an early Jungle Cup tournament so that way people get a feel and lay of the land and find some useful Pokemon, ones that dominate my teams, Pokemon on my teams that do particularly well, so you can get comfortable and as you prepare for your tournament. And thank you to New Archaic and the McMaster Hamilton team for organizing a really great tournament on a Tuesday evening, which very early on in the month, which I know is not very easy to do. And it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate everyone that came out. There were 17 people that came and attended the tournament, which I know is about double what they normally get, and especially this early on the tournament. This early on in the meta, I really appreciate it. And special thanks to Joash Feng Shui for joining me on the long 2.5-hour drive out to Hamilton, Ontario during rush hour traffic. And special thanks to all my PvP friends and champion level supporters and all my channel members and Patreons. I really appreciate all the support that you provide me. Of course, I love and adore all my subscribers and viewers, but you know, I appreciate the additional support where possible. So thank you to all my especially the ones that are most generous to me as listed here. So thank you again. But again, you don't want to hear me blabber and talk and all this stuff. Let's just get straight into the battles. But before we'll get into the battles, let's take a look at some of the teams. So I'm here running Vigoroth, the standard meta Pokemon. I am running Lantern, Alolan Graveler, Beedrill, Venusaur, and Noctowl. And to be honest, I decided to run a second electric up until yesterday. Shout out to Wild Susan Boyle for scrimming and helping me refine my team. I decided to drop Heracross just because there wasn't too many times that I actually brought Heracross, and having Heracross wasn't enough of a deterrent to deter people from bringing Vigoroth. So I decided to switch it out to a second electric, and Lantern was especially useful to me, especially since it beats many of the other electric Pokemon, minus maybe Raichu, but the fact that it could beat other electric Pokemon was really handy and useful to me. I really like Alolan Graveler, especially some of my Pokemon are very weak to the bug flyers. Vigoroth, for example, Beedrill has some trouble with it, and Venusaur, and then Alolan Graveler at least allowed you to punish those bug flyers pretty significantly. And then Venusaur, to check a lot of the electric Pokemon, obviously has a little bit more of a challenge against Magneton and Magnezone. And then Noctowl is just a really great Pokemon overall, and should be a staple on almost everyone's team. And I went up first against 100K Collector. Shout out to you, super cool guy. Was really excited to come battle me. I know as soon as he saw the matchup, he was kind of jumping for joy. So he has a really interesting team here. He has Alolan Raichu, Fortress, Venomoth, Heracross, Vigoroth, and Alolan Golem. So based off this lineup, I really like how Lantern plays out against this lineup. I also like obviously Vigoroth is always good, and then Noctowl is good for 3 of them. So let's see how I chose to play against this team here. So we're just flipping back and forth here, just taking a look at the team before I lock in. And I decide to lead. What am I doing here? Okay, I decide to go with this team, with Vigoroth, Venusaur, and Lantern. Again, I like Venusaur's play against Vigoroth, against Heracross, against Alolan Geodude, and against Alolan Raichu. So he starts off here with Fortress, that shiny Fortress, really nice. And this is a positive matchup for me. I'm just going to straight Body Slam. Let's see if he's going to switch out. He does switch out, and he switches to Alolan Geodude, which I know is a mistake on his end. So I'm just farming here. I'm actually farming like a ton of energy. And Alolan Geodude is interesting. I think most people will prefer Alolan Graveler, followed by Golem, and then followed by Geodude. But Alolan Geodude does have access to Rock Slide, which is one of the more energy efficient rock charge moves here. Comes out with Heracross, which is what I think he was intending to bring initially here. And then I'm just taking a look here. I'm switching out to Venusaur. And I'm actually not sure why. Because I guess because he's still switch locked at this point in time. So I want to take advantage of that. And then I know I have. I probably should have not shielded that and just tanked the Mega Horn, because I know his Fortress is coming out pretty soon. So it should be coming out. Oh, no, it looks like it's not coming out now. I think he had his Switch window is open, but it's tough to in the middle of these matches. And then here, I'm just going to try to put as much damage onto this Fortress as humanly possible, or as grass Pokemon as possible. And here he decides to do a charge move, probably because maybe he's worried about another Frenzy Plant coming. Probably better if he chooses not to do that. And then here I just go straight Bulldoze, because he probably could have finished off me with that Heavy Slam there with against my Vigoroth. So we take match number 1. So I know he's actually he's bringing Fortress, which is obviously good against Beedrill, good against Venusaur. So it has some pretty decent matchups there. And then here I'm debating what Pokemon to run, and I know he was telling me, he's like, for sure I'm gonna bring this Alolan Geodude. So I'm like, okay, I gotta account for it some way or somehow. So I'm taking a look at my team here, trying to figure out what I want to use. And I lead with Noctowl here. And Noctowl I like against basically 3 of his teams, so it's kind of 50-50 guess here. And he leads with Alolan Geodude. I was like, oh no, this is not good for me. So I decide to switch to Venusaur, mostly because he doesn't have a flyer, but he brings out Venomoth, and I make a stupid move here. I guess I tried to shield bait him here, but I really should be throwing Sludge Bomb. Probably. I have to take a look. You guys can let me know in the sims below. I hit Sludge Bomb here because my Venusaur is about to get demolished here. And does a decent chunk here. I'm pretty sure Sludge Bomb is neutral. I'm pretty sure, or is neutral, because super effective against. Is it super effective bug? Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just resisted, and then Frenzy Play is double resisted. You guys can let me know in the comment section below what I should have done. Surprisingly, I don't get paired up in that matchup too well. I decide not to shield here because Poison Fang is a pretty weak move, and then Silver Wind is gonna be resisted. So here, I'm just waiting out the clock. I load up a bunch of energy here. I want to switch out. Unfortunately, I could not. And I'm going to switch out here to Vigoroth and try to get as much damage off on this thing as possible. And he comes with Heracross, so I'm like, this is not good for me at all. So I was like, he basically has 2 hard counters against me right now, and my objective is just to land this Body Slam here. So I land the Body Slam. And yeah, this is not pleasant for me because I actually wanted him to use the shield there, but he's just too smart for me and decides not to shield. And then obviously I'm going to shield here. I need to feint down. These counters are still going to hurt but I need to load up to 2 Sky Attacks here. And I'm super low health. And against the Alolan Geodude it's at low health too, but has a shield here. So I'm tap once, under tap, and then hit the Sky Attack. If I didn't under tap there, then I definitely would have lost, because basically my Noctowl would basically faint it right now. So GG. Thank you very much, 100K Collector, for the battles there. So let's go on to battle number 2. This is against Jamie 550 from Cambridge, Ontario here. And he has an interesting team here: Noctowl, Victory Bell, Vigoroth, Heracross, Magnezone, and Beedrill here. So when I take a look at his team here, I like Noctowl. Noctowl's good against Beedrill, good against Heracross, good against Victory Bell. I also like Lantern-ish here against Magnezone. I like against, I guess, Beedrill in some scenarios. Maybe not the lead. And then against Noctowl. And then in the close against Vigoroth and Heracross. But I do have to worry about that Victory Bell. And then I like Venusaur in this play as well, because it has good matchups against his Victory Bell, and he sees that I have 2 electrics, so decent chance that he's gonna come bring it in, and then has like not amazing matchups against Magneton, but it could be all right. But let's get started here. And let him know that I'm started here. Hopefully, I've set the timer here. Hopefully, I didn't go to match number 2. We'll find out. I don't think so. All right, so I'm just waiting for him to lock in to try to figure out his team. He was definitely a really tough competitor. I faced a lot of really tough competitors in this tournament, and definitely a lot of them that came prepared to counter my team. So he's locked in now. And let's see how we do. All right, so I lead with Venusaur. He leads with Beedrill. This is not good for me. So I decided to switch over here to Noctowl, but definitely his electric is coming here. And, I think Psychic is better here because Sky Attack is double resisted. But you guys can let me know. It's something like a decent chunk there. And he decides to fade me. Good thing I got that Psychic off, so I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. So here I'm going to wait out the clock a little bit. And I really need to feint this Magnezone. But I'm afraid it's going to take a little bit too much. 6, 7, 8. I think he over tapped there because I think he had enough energy to definitely put a hurting on me. And then here I decided not to shield the X Scissor. And then here I'm going to instantly go for Body Slam here. I didn't think he had enough for Sludge Bomb. If it was Sludge Bomb, it would definitely put a huge pain to me. And here, trying to get rid of this Beedrill here. And I am going to use a shield here. Don't really have much choice here. And here I'm going to try to put as much pain. And this is where I'm going to make a mistake here. I should have just hit the Body Slam right away because it kind of forced me to use the shield here. Yeah, it was a huge mistake here. I should have just went for the Body Slam first because I had it 1 turn earlier, and then either force a shield on him or let him fade me down here. And then here I can get off 1 more Body Slam here, and to be honest, I would have lost perhaps anyways. And then here I'm going to hit the Sludge Bomb. And it's GG's here anyways, because he's definitely going to Sky Attack me here. And it's GG. So he took matchup, and then here comes my Vigoroth that almost no health left, coming back in, just getting melted. So here he definitely put me in my place there. So I know that that Magnezone definitely causes me a lot of problems. So I gotta take care of that. And I'm just like thinking at this point in time, okay, like, yeah, he brought what, Magnezone, Noctowl and Beedrill. So no Vigoroth in that matchup. So here I'm like thinking about the Sims and what I could potentially run, and yeah, let's see how I do it. So you can see here, taking a look at his team one last time, trying to figure out how I'm gonna beat this really tough team. In Jungle Cup, the team compositions can be really challenging to work with. There's definitely probably the most time that I've ever taken between matches to try to figure out my team composition. Just because, like, yeah, it's just jungle is very challenging. So I'm worried about the Heracross. I'm worried about the Victory Bell. So I'm just looking at it one more time, just thinking, contemplating, what are you going to do, King? You're going to lose in round 2 again? It's fine if I lose. It's try to build up the best content for you guys. So here I lock in. Let's see what I lock in with. Come on. And then here I'm just looking at my Jungle Cup team. And then here I lock in with Venusaur. I'm like, please work. And we lock in. Here I'm leading with a Alolan Graveler, hoping to catch the Beedrill, catch the Noctowl, catch the Heracross. Not the Heracross. Just the Beedrill or Noctowl. It's kind of a risky play. Of course, he comes Vigoroth here. So here I'm going to come Venusaur. And he switches out to Noctowl. So not good for me. I'm going to hit the Sludge Bomb, which is going to do a decent amount of damage to this Vigoroth. Strong move, neutral damage. And then here, I'm like, I got to get this Sludge Bomb. And I get the Sludge Bomb. Oh, man, thankfully I get the Sludge Bomb. And as you can see here, we actually had, I can't tell if we had charge move priority issues there. I think it was. And then here, so thank goodness I got that Sludge Bomb off. Burnt another shield. So I feel decent even though I lost the lead here. And then here I decided to come Graveler. And I'm not going to shield this. And he comes Nightshade here. Good thing it wasn't Psychic, or else it would put me in a lot of pain here. I know his Vigoroth is going to come here. So I'm just going to Rock Blast. Try to burn the shield here. He decides not to shield. So gutsy here. So gutsy. So I have to shield here. I'm up a shield. Like, now we're even on shields. And let's see here. I'm like curious on why he hasn't switched out yet. It must be something where my Vigoroth does very well against his team. And then he was able to piggyback off me there. As you can see there. And then here, I make a dumb mistake here. And thankfully it didn't cost me the match here. You'll see the dumb mistake I make right away. I decide to body slam here. I definitely could have got to Bulldoze before he's able to. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. But because I was able to get 2 body slams off, he had enough energy for a wild charge, but it would have put him in a pretty tough position there. My Alolan Graveler wasn't a super ton of health, but able to pull out that win, mostly based off of team composition. Be able to land that second Sludge Bomb was so critical for me. This is why I like, in my opinion, I like Vine Whip because it has like at least some comeback play against his hardest counters. Sludge Bomb is gonna hurt a lot against a lot of different Pokemon. So, all right, trying to figure out what I should be locking in with. This is the third match. slide in and figure out here. Decide to come up with the same team. Let's see if it pays off. Pays off for me. I need to catch the Noctowl or Beedrill, and I catch the Noctowl. So I'm like, okay, this is great for me. And then I'm wondering what he's going to come in with. He comes in with Victory Bell. I'm like, oh, shoot. You'll see here, just like absolutely took out like half my team here. And then here, I need to get rid of this Victory Bell as soon as possible. Maybe he thought it was shield baiting here because he decides not to shield here. Or maybe he wanted to farm with his Noctowl, which is also possible. And then here, I hit the Sludge Bomb. And let's see if he shields or not. Decides not to shield. Does a lot of damage there. And then here, I'm like, I'm just about to faint. And I was like, go for the Frenzy Plan. No, he definitely read me like a book there. Got the Sky Attack off. And then here, feel pretty good about my Graveler coming in. And I decided not to shield here. It's kind of a risky play here. He Sky Attacks me. But I knew he didn't have Psychic. And then here, I decided to Rock Blast right away. See if I could burn a shield. I do burn a shield, so that's good for me. I am up a shield now. And he has a Noctowl on the back. So here, I'm like, okay, I have an extra shield. Let's try to piggyback here. Goes Body Slam, and I'm able to get off the piggyback there. And we lag a little bit, but we're all good here. And then here, decided to finish off his Vigoroth. I could have farmed off maybe one more counter, but it was a little too risky. And then here, I'm in a good position here. I just need to fire off this Body Slam, and it's all good here. So that piggyback definitely allowed me to feint down his Vigoroth and without using shield, but I actually really didn't need it at the end. So we take round 2 here. So we're on to round number 3. It's Smogon Devo. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. He has Alolan, Raichu, Lantern, Vigoroth, Beedrill, Noctowl. Then I see his last Pokemon. I'm like, oh my gosh, is he bringing Executor? Right? I'm like, this Executor has like really. I'm like looking at. I'm like, It probably beats Vigoroth. It probably beats Lantern because of the Seed Bomb. It probably beats Alolan Graveler, but that one I wasn't sure on. And then it beats Beedrill with shields up because X-Scissor would be double super effective against it. Beats Venusaur, I already know that. But I can get the Sludge Bomb on it. So my only true counter against Executor is Noctowl. So I'm like, Jesus, man, like I gotta line up my Noctowl here. He has 2 electric counters against me. So not a great situation. I kind of wish I had Fortress here. And then, yeah, so this whole time I'm like, yeah, not a great situation for me at all. So we lock in. I forget what I locked in. It's like, let me just actually take a look here. We lock in with Noctowl, Vigoroth, and Venusaur. So I'm hoping to catch his Executor as a lead. As such, is like basically like 5 and 6 chance he's going to get a positive lead with Executor. Of course, he doesn't come with the Executor. So I'm like, oh, this is not good here. So here, I'm just going to build up a bunch of energy here, wait for the first Body Slam to come. And he basically comes at like after like 10 of them. So he has 2 of them loaded here. I'm not going to shield the first one. I'm going to, CMP there. I was like debating, do I even, what do I do here? So here I choose a Sky Attack. So this team comp's very difficult for me to beat. I decided to come here with Vigoroth. Let's see what I can do here. And so here I'm going to try to piggyback. And let's see if he shields here. He does not shield here. So let's see what he's going to come in with. He comes with the Executor. I was like, Jesus, no. I don't want to encounter this Executor. And he's definitely going to shield here. And I'm like, please, let me get off this Body Slam here. I know it's so hard to do charge moves with Executor, and he Seed Bombs you at the exactly perfect time. So, oh man. All right. Not good for me here. I'm trying to get this Sky Attack off as soon as possible. And I don't know why. Stupid move by me. Dumb move by me. But he switches out. So here I'm like, I have like somewhat of a chance here. This Hydro Pump wouldn't KO me. And I need to farm up energy. So he Thunderbolts me here. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness he Thunderbolts me here. So I don't want to get too low on health. So here, I decide to I'm like, oh, I'll just do a reduced Frenzy Plant. Nope, Frenzy Plant still KOs this here. And then here I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get off this Sludge Bomb before this confusion animation finishes. And I'm able to get off the Sludge Bomb. Like, by the slightest of margins. Like, that confusion definitely should have KO'd me here. He definitely would have had enough energy to hit a confusion in the Sludge Bomb. Not Sludge Bomb, a Seed Bomb against my Noctowl, which would not have been super effective, but my Noctowl was super low health already. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm able to beat this not a lone Executor there. And then here we're just he's taking his time trying to figure out the next team here. Maybe I can jump ahead. This is what I get for not recording the matches individually here. So here, I need to think about my team composition again. And I'm debating. And then I'm going to lock in here. So I told them that I've locked in. Losers have a charge move priority, so I have to lock in first after we rescan. And then I'm like, please, let me catch the Executor. I catch the Executor. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then here he's that's 4, so that's 5. And then here I'm like, I know he's getting very close to a Psychic. So I'm like, I'm gonna help make a decision. Are you gonna? And then here he says that he pressed the wrong charge move. So I'm like, okay, I'll just shield anyways. After he said that, I knew it was gonna be a Seed Bomb. So I'm like, I'll just shield anyways. Don't worry about it. And then he comes Lantern, and then I'm like, okay, excellent news for me. I have Venusaur here. And then here, gonna do a reduced amount of damage here. And then I still get hit by the Thunderbolt, which actually fine for me. Less energy for this Vigoroth, for this Executor to do against me. And then here he comes Beedrill. I honestly thought he was going to come Executor here. So I was a little bit surprised there. And then here, still not a great situation. This Noctowl still has a very positive matchup. But I know that Executor has some energy built up too. So here, I decide to shield here, I think. Yeah. Because I thought maybe it was going to be a Sludge Bomb. He switches out to Executor. And then here, I decide to build up a little bit of energy. I was actually hoping to catch the Seed Bomb here. And I do. So that's good for me. And then here I'm like, oh, should I farm or not? And then I realized, like, nope. Confusion absolutely destroys me. So, and then here I'm going to do a little bit of damage. he's going to be able to build up a decent amount of energy here. So he shield baited me last time, so he's going to be very close to a Sludge Bomb. But then here I'm like, Sludge Bomb nukes for sure, but definitely doesn't do enough damage to KO me. And then here, under tap, and then I was basically one poison jab away. So if I over tapped there, I definitely would have lost. So he definitely had the lineup to beat me, and I was lucky to catch the Pokemon at the appropriate time. And yeah, it was really, really tough matchups. So this next matchup, I forgot to record, but this whole tournament from table number 1, which is the table I was sitting at, was live streamed by BPL. So definitely check them out. So we're gonna go to the live stream here. You can see me there sitting with my 40 Club shirt, and you can see here he's running an Executor, Noctowl, Fortress, Heracross, Magneton, and Vigoroth. So very similar to the previous team. Beedrill, Fortress is a Beedrill, and then Magneton instead of Lantern. So here I'm like, okay, I gotta come my Lantern. My Lantern will beat the Executor. So here I catch the lead here. But you can tell that he's definitely practiced this matchup here, because he switches out. He switches to Vigoroth, which he's just like so much faster than switching than me. And then here, I'm going to shield here for sure. And then I try to get off this Body Slam, and he shields here. And then he gets off his. I have to shield again. But he's just so far ahead on energy that this is not a good situation for me at all. And he decides to shield here. And then here I'm like, oh, I'm in huge trouble at this point in time, because now I've lost the switch priority, and I was like debating on what to do here. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come Lantern here, because I think Water Gun does a little bit more damage than Wing Attack. Could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And then here he comes in with Executor. So I'm like, oh, I gotta fade this Executor. No. That was like basically my only hope there, was to go and feint that Executor. And I was like, I should have built a little more energy up. And then here, if I could have got that, no, it wouldn't have mattered. Because then here I'm in like huge trouble. Maybe if I got that Sky Attack off, I could have feinted him before he got it off. So, but I really need that Sky Attack. And then here I'm just like committing to fading down. Then I'm like, gotta hit this Hydro Pump. And I'm like, it's not gonna do enough, unfortunately. I was super close there. If he would have overtapped, then perhaps I would have took it. But GG here, really well played on his part. So here I'm like, let me just forward a little bit here. I'm like debating on the team here. He's not logged in for some reason, or like into. Oh, okay. And then here I'm like debating the team. I'm like, what should I do? And then I realized, like, okay, I can't hesitate on this switch here. So make a little bit of a risky move here, and I'm gonna come Beedrill, because Beedrill, if I switch in, even if I'm a turn behind, I should still be able to beat the Vigoroth. So here we catch the same lead, and I know he's gonna try to switch out right away. So I switch out the same time as him. If he would have came Magneton, then this would have been bad for me. I decided to let this first one go. Beedrill's like, well, I can't really take it that well. And then here, able to get the X Scissor off, and he lets it go through as well. So that's good for me. And then here, it's a race to the charge move. But because I have CMP here, actually paid off for me. And he decides not to shield, which is very good for me. So basically he has 2 shields. Both have 2 shields, I believe. And then here I got the X Scissor here, which is not going to do a ton of damage, but he sets the shield anyways, because Magneton's pretty squishy, and he's building up a ton of energy here. So I'm like, okay, under tap. Gotta get off this X Scissor here, and then basically I'm going to faint right after this. I do this X Scissor. He lets it go through. And he has like just so much energy here, but I can't come in obviously with Knocked Owl. So here he comes in with, he Magnet Bombs me here. I think this was a mistake because it double resists the Magnet Bomb. And then here I come in here with Knocked Owl. I'm in a really good position here. And here I'm like, if this is Psychic, then I'm going to look like a total idiot. Obviously it wasn't. I kind of knew that in the back of my mind. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to shield here. And then here, right before he gets off enough energy to get to another Seed Bomb, I'm going to feint him down here. And then here, I'm going to put a lot of pressure here. Force a shield. And then I'm going to just let it feint down, and then I got this match in the bag right now. And then I'm just going to water gun him down. So it doesn't really matter at this point in time. So good second match. And Mike actually is the one that beat me in the first round in Toronto Regional. So I told him, like, let's have a good set of matches again and see how we do. So here I'm running some sims. And then here I decided to lead with Vigoroth because I figure that he's, maybe going to come in with Magneton or something like that. But don't. We do this Vigoroth mirror match. So here, it's basically a game of chicken. Like, who's going to hit the body slam first? And as well, he has CMP. So I'm making a note of that. So he decides to do the body slam here, which I found interesting. He definitely should have did like a few more counters so he could double up on his body slams to avoid piggybacking. And then here I'm like way ahead on energy. So, and then here I'm like 1 counter ahead, but because he had CMP, so I did overcharge there. And then here, I'm looking at the health carefully, and I see he hits red first, like 1 counter before me. So I'm like, I can definitely feint him here, and then I can hit a body slam here. And basically, I already knew whoever wins this Vigoroth matchup is gonna win the match. So here, I come in here with body slam him, and then here I got confused because I basically do 2 counters against it before the confusion animation finishes. And then here, I'm good. He could try to hit Seed Bomb or Psychic against me, but I'm able to feint him down. It's very difficult to do the charge moves with... and then here, I don't know why I Sky Attacked here. I don't know why I didn't go for Psychic, but it doesn't matter. I just want to soften up a little bit here. And then he's going to come here with a series of discharges. And it's going to take me a decent amount of water guns to take him down. And then here he discharges me. But I know this is not enough to feint me. But I'm at super low health. So I was like, is this going to be enough? And then here I get to the Thunderbolt. And he has I don't know, if he would have feinted me there... Debatable. He might have actually been able to beat me there. So GG, Mike, and we move on to the final round against Bush, the Tinkler. He said that he recently gotten into PvP, so he's obviously doing extremely well. And he said that he watches my videos and Battle Heroes videos. So I really appreciate his nice commentary. And he told me in advance that his team was better than mine, and which is true. Run into another Confusion Executor, and I was like, oh man, it just put so much pressure on my team, and tried to figure it out. But let's just get to the match, and you'll see how much I struggle in this match to to try to figure out a counter to his team. So I debated a couple different options here, and I was like, oh man. So he has Lantern here, so I definitely want Venusaur in play here to match up against his Lantern. But he just reads me way too well, and I'm like, oh man, like I need this Noctowl to line up with this Executor, or basically I lose the match if he does bring it. So I was like, he has Fortress, so at least Noctowl is good against 3 of his Pokemon, and neutral against the other Noctowl. And then obviously a horrible matchup against Lantern, and bad matchup against Vigoroth. So here I'm like, basically I'm like, oh man, I'm like at a pretty significant disadvantage here. Yeah, because his team composition's definitely way better than mine, and he definitely let me know ahead of time. So debated on what to do, and we lock in here. And we go in, and he's like, oh, Lantern here. I was like, oh my gosh. And then here I come in Venusaur. And then here I want to, at this point in time, I definitely, when I look back at this match, I definitely should have kept my Venusaur alive, because these wing attacks are not doing a ton of damage. And I should have shielded here. Can't remember if I did or not. I should have shielded here. Did the Sludge Bomb, and then I would have put it in range after all the stuff. But I was like, oh man, it was definitely a dumb move on my part. It was definitely worth a shield, because here I'm gonna have to burn a shield here. I'm trying to build up as much energy as possible. And then here, I do the body slam, because I knew another Sky Attack was coming. And he decides not to shield here. I'm going to body slam again. Oh my god, it's Heracross. Yeah, not good for me. Switches out right away because he knows what's happening. And then here, I was like, oh, I should have just went for the Sky Attack here. And then he Thunderbolts me, and then I hesitate there and don't do the Sky Attack. If I would have did the Sky Attack, it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because like at this point in time, he had the only advantage there is that I potentially would have had a little bit more health. And then at this point in time, I'm like, oh man, I can't let this water guns keep happening here. Yeah. So I need to do the Sky Attack, but I just didn't. And then here, his Heracross is coming in, and this is pretty much GG right here. Yeah, I needed to burn the shield earlier with the Sludge Bomb, and then realize like sometimes when you take out their counter, like it leaves you in a really good position here. But he definitely outplayed me there, so GG there. So let's go on to the second match here. I'm debating between the teams here, and I'm like, do I even bring Vigoroth here? Maybe I'm like, okay, maybe I go in this team composition here. But I'm like, oh, okay. As you can see here, I went with, start playing back and forth. I went with this team composition here, which in theory is very similar to the last one here. I just see if I can catch his Lantern or something. And he comes in here with Noctowl, assuming that I'm going to come in Venusaur or something like that to counter his Lantern. And then here, And I'm like, here, I want to piggyback here. So I'm going to shield here. It's the sky attack, and then he immediately switches. But it doesn't really matter what he switches to. And then he switches to Vigoroth here. And I decided to switch to Venusaur because Venusaur is very weak to Noctowl. But it was a dumb mistake there. I should have just played it out because I needed that Venusaur later on, which you'll see here. I don't shield here. And I tie him here. And he lets the Frenzy Plant go through, which is a smart move here because he can definitely... And then here, I need to hit the Sludge Bomb. I hit the Sludge Bomb. And he shields. And then he's just going to fade me down here. And he has a ton of energy built up. And then here I decide I don't want my Vigoroth to get hit by so many sky attacks. So here I decide to come here with and then here I'm gonna let it go here. And then I sky attack here. And then immediately I'm like, okay, whatever his last Pokemon is, I'm going to switch out to Vigoroth here. And then my Vigoroth is like at, 3rd health. And then here, I make a couple of strategic mistakes here. He played this last part well. I should have been building up and try to shield bait here because I really needed the shields to go down. And then my Vigoroth like lags after the body slam a little bit here. Not sure why. But it's also the case that Water Gun's a faster move here. Then here, I'm like, okay, I need to get to this Bulldoze here. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, can I get to it? I should just... Nah, it was too risky for me to commit here. And then here, I'm like able to get like... one here. He's almost no health left. And then he's able to get off a Thunderbolt here. GG there. Really well played. Congratulations on winning the tournament. I made some mistakes. I think I played like 7.5 out of 10 in this tournament. The last 3 matches where they had Executors definitely exposed a big weakness in my team. And it was very challenging to try to overcome, but I had a lot of fun. So thank you again, New Archaic, and the rest of the Hamilton McMaster team, and thank you everyone that's watched this video and all my subscribers. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to grind my way to 25,000 subscribers, which I know is a long ways away. But again, if you want me to come visit your city and do a tournament or do a showcast, please let me know. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment below, and I will see everyone in the next video.